Jerusalem is one of the oldest and most revered cities in human history. It holds a special place in the hearts of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, with a legacy rich in faith, conquest, destruction, and renewal. With a history that stretches back over 5 millennia, Jerusalem has been a center of religious devotion, cultural growth, and political conflict. From ancient times to today, its story reflects the broader struggles and aspirations of the Middle East. Ancient beginnings. Archaeological findings indicate that Jerusalem was first settled in the 4th millennium BCE, likely by Canaanite tribes. The earliest known mention of the city appears in Egyptian texts from around 1900 BC, where it was referred to as Jerusalem, which may mean city of Shalem, a Canaanite deity associated with dusk. Its strategic location and natural defenses made it an excellent stronghold. Around 1000 BCE, a new chapter began when King David of Israel conquered Jerusalem and chose it as his capital, establishing it as the political and spiritual heart of the Kingdom of Israel. His son, King Solomon, built the first temple around 957 BC, a magnificent place of worship that housed the Ark of the Covenant and became the central shrine for the Jewish people. Babylonian exile and return. Jerusalem's prosperity faced a setback in 586 BC when the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II besieged the city, destroyed Solomon's temple, and exiled many Jewish inhabitants to Babylon. This marked the beginning of the Babylonian captivity, an important chapter in Jewish history. After the fall of Babylon to the Persians, King Cyrus the Great permitted the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem around 538 BC. They rebuilt the temple, known as the Second Temple, which was completed in 516 BCE. This period was crucial for solidifying Jewish religious identity and compiling significant biblical texts. Hellenistic and Roman rule. In the 4th century BCE, Jerusalem came under the control of Alexander the Great and later the Ptolemies and Seleucids. In 167 BCE, Seleucid king Antiochus IV Epiphanes desecrated the temple, igniting the Maccabean revolt. The Jewish victory led to a brief period of independence under the Hasmonean dynasty. By 63 BCE, Roman general Pompey captured Jerusalem, making it part of the Roman Empire. Tensions between the Jewish population and Roman authorities escalated into the First Jewish-Roman War, 66 to 73 CE. In 70 CE, the Romans, led by Titus, destroyed the Second Temple, a significant trauma in Jewish history. Today, only the Western Wall remains from that era. Byzantine and Islamic eras. After several decades of unrest, including the Bar Kokhba revolt in 132 to 136 CE, the Romans renamed the city Aelia Capitolina and prohibited Jews from entering. By the 4th century, under Byzantine, Eastern Roman rule, Jerusalem became a center for Christian pilgrimage after Emperor Constantine and his mother Helena promoted the construction of Christian holy sites like the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. In 638 CE, Muslim armies led by Caliph Umar ibn al-Khattab conquered Jerusalem. Under Islamic rule, the city maintained its religious importance and became home to significant Islamic monuments. The Umayyad Caliphate built the Dome of the Rock in 691 CE, followed by the Al-Aqsa Mosque. For Muslims, Jerusalem is the third holiest city after Mecca and Medina. Crusades and Ayyubid rule. In 1099, during the First Crusade, Christian forces captured Jerusalem and established the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem. Unfortunately, the Crusaders committed massacres against many Muslim and Jewish inhabitants. The city remained under Christian control until 1187, when Muslim leader Saladin recaptured it, allowing Christian pilgrims and restoring Muslim religious sites. Though Crusaders briefly regained control in later campaigns, Jerusalem ultimately stayed under Islamic rule, transitioning through various dynasties, including the Ayyubids, Mamluks, and later the Ottomans. Ottoman era, 1517 to 1917. The Ottoman Turks took control of Jerusalem in 1517. During their rule, the city enjoyed relative peace and religious tolerance, with Muslim, Christian, and Jewish communities living together harmoniously. Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent rebuilt the city's walls, which stand to this day. However, as the Ottoman Empire weakened in the 19th century, European powers began to exert influence in the region. Jerusalem became a focal point for Christian missionary efforts, archaeological exploration, and Jewish immigration, especially as Zionism gained traction in Europe. British Mandate and Rising Tensions. During World War I, British forces under General Edmund Allenby captured Jerusalem in 1917. The League of Nations granted Britain the mandate for Palestine in 1922, aiming to establish a national home for the Jewish people, as outlined in the Balfour Declaration. The following decades saw increasing tensions between Jewish and Arab communities in Jerusalem, leading to outbreaks of violence, particularly in the 1920s and 1930s. This situation intensified after World War II, as Holocaust survivors sought refuge in Palestine, resulting in a surge of Jewish immigration. The 1948 War and Division of the City. In 1947, the United Nations proposed partitioning Palestine into Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem under international administration. This plan was rejected by Arab leaders. When the State of Israel was declared in 1948, conflict erupted. Jerusalem became divided. West Jerusalem was held by Israel, while East Jerusalem, including the Old City, fell under Jordanian control. For nearly 2 decades, Jerusalem remained split. Jews were unable to access their holy sites in the Jordanian sector, and the city's future continued to be a contentious issue. 1967 War and Reunification. In June 1967, during the Six-Day War, Israel captured East Jerusalem and the Old City from Jordan. Israel declared the entire city its capital, a move that most of the international community did not recognize. However, this event was celebrated by many Jews, as they could once again visit the Western Wall and other sacred sites. Since then, Israel has expanded Jerusalem's municipal boundaries and encouraged Jewish settlement in East Jerusalem. Palestinians, however, also see East Jerusalem as the capital of a future independent state, making the city a central point in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Modern Jerusalem. Today, Jerusalem is a complex and contested city. It serves as Israel's declared capital and the seat of its government, although many countries historically kept their embassies in Tel Aviv until recent changes, like the U.S. recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital in 2017. The city is home to over 900,000 residents from diverse religious and ethnic backgrounds, including Jews, Muslims, and Christians. While the Old City remains a spiritual heart for billions around the globe, political tensions, religious sensitivities, and debates over sovereignty continue to influence daily life. Jerusalem is a remarkable city that sits at the intersection of history, religion, and geopolitics. Its stones share stories of prophets and kings, as well as themes of conquest, exile, destruction, and renewal. Being sacred to 3 major religions, it carries profound spiritual significance. However, it also represents a place of ongoing conflict and a deep desire for peace. The history of Jerusalem is not merely a record of what has happened. It is a vibrant narrative that is still being written, influencing the future of Israel, the region, and the entire world. Thank you for joining us for History of Jerusalem, Israel,